Hi, I'm John DeVore. Welcome to the DeVore Fidelity YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about a record in the vein of protest albums. This is one of the giants. It's actually a group that helped out on the very first protest song that I talked about, which was Living Colour's Funny Vibe. And it is, of course, Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. It is not their debut, but it was their second album. Probably, I would say, their most famous. It's the one that made the biggest impact. Released in 1988. It is a masterclass on how to make a protest record. Everything about this record is honed to its message. From the name of the band, Public Enemy, to the logo, which apparently Chuck D drew in high school, to the cover art with Chuck D and Flavor Flav in jail, to the sound that the album is making. This album kind of was a revolution in hip hop when it came out in the late 80s. To the songs themselves. These guys really did change it. Apparently, with this album, Chuck D's intention was to make a hip hop What's Going On, which is obviously Marvin Gaye's legendary and exemplary protest album from a couple of decades before this, and which is one of my all-time favorite albums as well. And I hope to make a video on that one at some point as well. But this one has so much power on it. The album really does play like a complete album, like a concept album, which was clearly their intention. And there's live elements mixed in with it so that you get the sense that you're at a show or at an event where this is sort of happening spontaneously. The band themselves, I mean, Chuck D is a phenomenal, one of the greatest rappers of all time. And his delivery, this sort of kind of this driven newscaster almost delivery, is perfectly in sync with clearly, obviously, the most famous hype man of all time, Flavor Flav. But all of these guys, I mean, Terminator X is one of the greatest DJs, and what he's doing in the background is phenomenal. Their whole soundscape, there's heavy metal in this, and even elements of sort of chaotic free jazz, more so than at least what I remember. I mean, this came out when I was in college, and I hadn't heard any hip hop that had anything like what this is doing in it. And it was a phenomenon. I mean, the album was the best. It was the biggest rap album up to that point. And while it pays homage to tons of albums that came before it, there have been many artists and many albums that have paid homage to this over the years since this came out. One of the great albums of all time, certainly one of the most important and influential albums of all time. And it's great. Even if you're like rap phobic, certainly in the 80s, it was extremely in your face, very aggressive, very opinionated, ultra political music. But now, with what has happened in all kinds of music since then, it doesn't quite have that uncomfortable edge, so that you can actually, I mean, the music itself is fantastic. The performances are amazing. The songs are amazing. The songs are still important. The songs and this album and its message still ring true to this day, if not more than ever. Fantastic album, fantastic message, easily recommended. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys soon at the next video, and thanks. Bye.